Hi there, welcome to Create with Copper. Today I want to show you how to make these cute little wirework stud earrings. The materials I'm using for this project are 0.9mm diameter copper wire, although you could use 0.8 or 1mm diameter, 0.25mm diameter copper wire, 3mm round beads, and ear posts and butterfly backs. I'm going to use solder for the ear posts, although you could just hang the earrings from a loop instead. So I'll be using a file, torch, soldering block, solder, flux and pickle, then my flat nose pliers, wire cutters and round nose pliers, an awl and some liver of sulphur to patina at the end. For each earring I need about 10cm of the 0.9mm wire, and I'm just going to bend it gently in half just so I've got more or less where the centre is, and I want to file a small area flat just so that the ear post will fit flush to the wire. I then want to flux the wire and the ear post, and then using my reverse action tweezers position the ear post on the flat part of the wire so that it's at 90 degrees to the wire. I then want to add a small piece of solder and then heat the piece until the solder melts. It can be quite difficult with small pieces, but the idea is to use the torch on the metal rather than the solder. If you need to use a solder pick just to move that solder into position, you can. And just keep heating until you see the solder melt into the join. Then I can quench that to cool it down and pickle it to clean it up. If you've got any excess solder on the wire, it's worth removing that at this stage by filing and polishing. I've just got a small stone grinding attachment here. And I'm just going to carefully work onto the wire till I've got the copper colour coming back through. Now this will work harden the wire in that area, so it's worth heating it up again with the torch to anneal it, but just be careful that you don't heat it up too much and melt the solder again. Then I just want to bend the wire into a loop that's kind of teardrop shaped, with the ear post a little off centre on the bottom part of that teardrop. It's worth taking a bit of time just to get that right. And make sure you've got the two earrings matching fairly well. So I've soldered on the ear posts and the wires ready for weaving. But if you didn't want to do soldering, you could adapt the design as I've done with these silver earrings and use the loop to hang the earrings from. So I'm taking the 0.25mm wire, and you'll need about 60cm for each earring. And then I'll just thread the end through that wire loop that I've made and wrap the bottom of the two frame wires 5 times. I then want to take that weaving wire around both wires 2 times. And then go back to wrapping the bottom wire 5 times And that 5/2 weave is the one I'm going to be using for this project. So I've now woven 6 sets of the weave, finishing with a couple of the single wraps. And I'm ready to shape the wire and add the bead. So I'm just going to gently curve the wire round and pop that bead onto the weaving wire. I want to curve the frame round so that the bead sits quite snugly in the centre of the wires. So I'll just hold it with my pliers and gently get that curve right. Make sure those wire ends are going behind the rest of the frame. And just keep manipulating the wires until you've got them where you want. Then I need to fix the bead in position by taking the weaving wire through the opposite side of the frame. I'm just going to make space for that with my awl. And then thread the weaving wire between the 2 frame wires. And then thread it back through the bead. And I'm then going to continue with the 5/2 weave. Once I get up to the top and the weaving has met where the original loop is, I'm going to help keep the shape of everything by taking my weaving wire up through the original loop. And then back down and continue the weave. I've continued the 5/2 weave for another set beyond the top of the earring. And once I've done that last set of 2 wraps over both wires, I'm just going to coil the inner wire. And I'm just going to keep coiling until I think I've got enough. And then I'm going to gently bend that wire round so it's just showing at the base of the frame. I can add a few more coils if I think I need them. And then with my round nose pliers, I'm just going to make a small loop at the end of that wire just to finish it off. And then cut off the excess. I can just bend down that wire end so it's flush and out of the way. Now I can also just cut off the weaving wire ends. Then we've just got the final frame wire, which I'm going to curve forwards to the front of the earring, and then use my round nose pliers to create a small loop. I'll cut that just where the wire is crossing towards the back again. And then adjust it so the end's just sitting across the front of the frame. And then I'm going to give the earrings a final polish. As well as cleaning them up, this will help to work harden the wire and keep everything in shape. And that's the earrings finished. I've made the other earring in a mirror image, and I can either leave them as the bare copper colour or patina them with liver of sulphur. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please press the like button below. And don't forget you can subscribe to my channel and head over to my blog for more hints, tips and projects. See you next time.